Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to share with you a fascinating case study titled From First Date Sauce to Fast-Growing Brand, the Fiera Flavors Entrepreneurship Journey. Today, we'll explore why this real-world example is a must-learn for students, faculty, and industry stakeholders alike. We'll look at how organic product validation, strategic automation, and lean startup principles can turn a simple home recipe into a scalable food business. Along the way, you'll gain actionable lessons in bootstrapping, navigating regulations, and acquiring customers. So, let's dive in and see what makes this journey so inspiring and instructive. Let me tell you the story behind the spark. It all started with a homemade chili garlic olive oil that our founders made on their very first date. What began as a simple experiment unexpectedly turned into a thriving side hustle, generating around $15,000 a month. One of the key milestones was creating the original chili garlic recipe that set everything in motion. From there, they didn't just stop at making a great product. They built automation tools to help grow the business more efficiently. Now, the team is led by Sebastian Jaramillo, who moved from Bogota to Austin, bringing his diverse experience. He's not only passionate about the product, but also has a background in brand strategy and customer outreach, which has been crucial for their growth. And let's not forget Mariana Carrizosa, a former Bain & Company consultant. Her strategic insights have helped shape the company's direction. Together, these two founders combine their skills and backgrounds, Sebastian's entrepreneurial spirit and Mariana's consulting expertise, to build something truly special. So this story isn't just about a spicy olive oil. It's about innovation, dedication, and turning a simple idea into a successful business. So when we first started out, the initial investment was between $15,000 and $20,000, which covered setup costs like consulting with food scientists to ensure our product was safe and high quality. At the same time, manual outreach was quite time-consuming, especially as we scaled our growth. Reaching out to potential customers took a lot of effort and patience. Speaking of customers, one of our key challenges was learning how to balance our supply with actual demand patterns. It's crucial to produce enough to meet customer needs without overextending ourselves. Inventory management also became a significant hurdle. For example, our original Colombian name, Bestial, didn't translate well in the U.S. market, which prompted us to rethink our branding strategy. That led to a bigger issue, our brand identity crisis, where we had to navigate recipe safety validation, register our business, obtain legal permits, and trademark our brand to protect it. All of these steps tie into the broader challenge we faced, transitioning from a home kitchen operation to a legitimate commercial product. It's a complex journey, but understanding these hurdles helps us see what it really takes to grow and succeed in this space. So the key takeaway here is to start small when it comes to packaging. Focus on generic local options first, because that allows you to test the product market fit without a huge upfront investment. It's crucial to validate demand before jumping into large-scale production or custom designs. This brings us to the lesson we learned. After 4 months of warehousing costs, we ended up giving away the inventory because it didn't sell. That was a costly mistake, and it showed us that rushing into custom packaging without confirming demand can backfire. The core problem was that customers disliked the large size of the bottles, which led to long repurchase cycles. If the product doesn't meet customer preferences early on, scaling up becomes much more complicated and expensive. And to give you some context, we ordered 10,000 pre-labeled 16-ounce bottles from China. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but it turned out to be a costly mistake, spending $10,000 on inventory that didn't align with what customers wanted. So this experience underscores the importance of starting small, testing your assumptions, and only scaling once you're confident about the demand and customer preferences. It's a lesson in avoiding unnecessary risk and making smarter, data-driven decisions along the way. So, here's an insight that really highlights how automation can be a game changer for founders, especially when they're bootstrapping. As you can see, having a scalable sales system allows us to save a significant amount of time, about 3 hours every day, which is huge for busy entrepreneurs. In just 2 months, Sebastian was able to build a tool that automated outreach and follow-ups, which helped us grow our retail partnerships to over 40 stores. Before implementing automation, we faced some serious limitations. Our growth was slow, and tracking our sales pipeline was cumbersome and inefficient. Mariana was spending hours every day manually cold emailing stores, an exhausting task, and it just wasn't sustainable. But after embracing automation, everything changed. We saw a breakthrough in our sales process, making it more efficient and scalable. This slide really underlines how automation not only boosts productivity, but also extends our sales reach, which is absolutely critical when resources are limited. It's a perfect example of how leveraging technology can accelerate growth and create more opportunities for any bootstrapped venture. Digital democratization really lowers the barriers for first-time founders. It's about leveraging free resources and targeted paid expertise to help new entrepreneurs get started more easily. For example, we've invested in food scientists to ensure recipe safety and regulatory compliance, which is crucial in the food space. Strategic consulting and networking events are also key. They connect entrepreneurs with mentors and wholesalers at no cost, which really accelerates market entry. These connections can make a huge difference when you're trying to scale quickly. Then there are tutorials for setting up Shopify stores, automating workflows, and developing marketing strategies. All of these are available at zero marginal cost. It's about providing accessible, low-cost learning opportunities. All of these elements tie back to our larger theme: growth through low-cost learning. By making these resources available, we're empowering first-time founders to innovate, learn, and succeed without the typical high barriers. When it comes to food products, trial is really key to driving adoption. We found that heavy sampling and creating engaging content were absolutely essential for building our customer base and gaining retailer confidence. For example, fun, silly skits we shared online helped boost brand awareness in a way that resonated with people. Social content played a big role in that, giving us a way to connect with potential customers in a casual, memorable way. Product sampling, in particular, was crucial to encourage people to try our products and come back for more. We also used in-store demos to provide direct interaction with customers, which allowed us to get immediate feedback and make improvements on the spot. And don't forget farmers markets. They're a fantastic way to reach local audiences and build trust within the community. Overall, this multi-channel approach helped us acquire customers through different touchpoints, making sure we covered all bases to grow our presence and loyalty. All right, let's talk about our focus areas moving forward. We're aiming to strengthen our branding, which is crucial for building trust and recognition in the market. We also want to accelerate our repurchase cycles, encouraging customers to buy more frequently. Increasing our retailer presence is another key priority, getting our products into more stores to reach a wider audience. And strategic product bundling will help us offer more value and boost sales. Now, on the setup costs, including regulatory and branding work, we're looking at an initial investment of around $20,000. This investment is essential to establish a solid foundation for growth. I'm proud to share that we've already grown from just 5 retail partners in only 2 months, thanks to automation. And we're not stopping there. Our goal is to consistently cross 40 retail partners by the end of next year. As for our monthly revenue target, we're aiming for $15,000. It's a realistic goal that aligns with our growth plans and market opportunities. Looking ahead, our revenue growth is promising, and our future vision is to continue expanding, strengthening our brand, and building lasting partnerships. These focus areas are all about positioning us for sustained success and capturing more market share. Now, let's look at some strategic recommendations to help us scale effectively. First, exploring specialty stores and meal kit services will allow us to expand our distribution channels and reach new customer segments. This is all about meeting consumers where they are and making our products more accessible. Next, implementing a subscription model with monthly boxes will encourage frequent customers to stay engaged and improve retention. It's a great way to build loyalty and create a steady revenue stream. We also plan to introduce different product variants, mild, spicy, and extra garlic, to cater to various taste preferences. This diversification helps us appeal to a broader audience and stand out in the market. Additionally, creating product bundles can significantly boost our average order value. By offering attractive combinations, we make it easier for customers to buy more at once, increasing our sales per transaction. On the marketing front, leveraging email marketing combined with retargeting ads will help us build stronger, more direct relationships with our customers. Staying top of mind is crucial for conversion and loyalty. All these strategies together form a comprehensive plan to scale our business efficiently and sustainably. So here's the bottom line. Fiera Flavors really shows us how combining organic product validation, a learn-by-doing approach, and strategic automation can turn a passion-driven idea into a scalable business. It's about taking those small, meaningful steps and building on them. In the early stages, even small achievements can feel huge. That emotional validation of progress is what keeps entrepreneurs going through inevitable challenges. Celebrating those small wins is crucial because it fuels motivation and helps maintain momentum. Another key point is building systems that boost productivity without requiring endless additional time. Automation plays a big role here. By automating repetitive tasks, founders can focus more on growth and innovation rather than getting bogged down in routine work. It's also important to test your product market fit with small batches before scaling up. This way, you can validate assumptions early and avoid costly mistakes by ensuring there's real demand before investing heavily in large-scale production or custom packaging. And finally, remember the saying, "Lo perfecto es enemigo de lo bueno." Perfection can often hold us back, so aim for progress over perfection. Less than perfect but accomplished is better than waiting for everything to be flawless. All these lessons tie back to the overall theme. Sustainable growth comes from smart validation, celebrating progress, leveraging automation, and maintaining a mindset focused on momentum rather than perfection.